All right, everyone. Welcome to another edition of Model Talk Tuesdays. I have the amazing Shanita Denton Walker, the founder of Denton Collection. How are you doing today, sis?
I am doing amazing. And yourself? I hope everyone else is feeling and doing amazing, whoever's watching.
Yeah, shout out to the students that are tuned in. Please chime in, put your questions in the chat box, and we are going to get to know Shanita better, you all. So just as I don't know, I don't even really you all know how to start this, but I think Shanita and I met, well, I know for sure it was 2016. Yeah, it had to be 2016, right, Shanita, or 2018? When was the presidential election for
2016? That was the presidential election. Yeah.
It had to be, yes. So I knew we knew each other prior to that, but I just want to say, Shanita, I respect your hustle. Before we even start this whole interview, your grind.
Yes, same for you and what you're doing with these amazing young women. It's super, inspiring and very encouraging for them to have a support system and someone that they can look up to and talk to. So you're doing amazing things, sis, as yourself.
Thank you. All right, Shanita. So let's get into your story. So you all, Shanita is a world-renowned fashion designer. And
yes, claim it.
I'm speaking. I already see it, sis. I'm not playing. When I go after people that I see, I am going after. I am like you. Okay. So you all. Shanita is a world-renowned fashion designer that lives in Atlanta. And the reason why I say that, you all, and I'm going to share some pictures with you all, is because of her work ethic, her quality, her attention to detail. That's what separates you. But I want you all to get to know her. So let me cool down a little bit. And Shanita, why don't you start us off? Let's just start off real simple. Where are you from?
I am originally from Newark, New Jersey. So I'm here in Atlanta now. I've been here for about 7 years now. But I'm always a Jersey girl, at heart and in spirit. You're going to get Jersey when you meet Shanita. But, I've been here with my family in Atlanta. I love Atlanta. I love how Atlanta has embraced me and, allowed me to grow and be creative as an artist. So, yeah.
Okay, so tell us, Jersey, my Jersey girl, fashion, or let's start with, what were you interested in when you were little? Let's say, 10 and under, because that's so innocent, what were those things that you were interested in?
To be where I was somewhat of a tomboy. I actually used to play basketball. I was a cheerleader. And I've always been into fashion. I've just always loved just putting things together, whether it was accessories, or just pieces of garments. And my grandmother actually inspired me a lot because she was an entrepreneur. She had her own business for 46 years. And she, when she would go, she had a lounge. So when she would go to her lounge, she always had the furs on and the shades and, the hats. So that always inspired me to want to just play in her clothes and play dress up with my cousins. And, from there, I grew up around all boys. So that's why I was a little bit of a little rough girl, a little tom girl. But I've always had a love for fashion. And then around, you said 10.
Wait, Shanita, hold on, slow me down. I want to make sure I understand this right. So grandmother, I just want to make sure I heard it right.
Granny was fly, okay? Little Granny Gat was fly, okay? So
okay, yes. but she would dress up just to dress up and chill in her living room.
No, she was a boss. So she had to go. She owned a lounge, a bar. Oh. So she had, as the boss, she had to show up and show out. And so to this day, I actually have a coat that she gave me. I have a stole from my great grandmother that's vintage, little purses and things of that or whatever that I got from my grandmother in my family tree. So yeah, kind of I got it from my grandma.
That's what I was going to say. That speaks to your work ethic and what I'm feeling. Your grandmother already set the example. She laid the foundation for you.
Yeah, she was the first, my first taste of entrepreneurship. I saw her, and I saw her work hard, and she didn't take no mess. And you know, she had her own, like, and she had houses and cars and just lived on her own terms. So of course it just inspired me to be like, well, I don't want, you know, not to say having a job is something wrong, but I just knew from that I wanted to be my own boss, my own woman. So
Okay, awesome. All right. So you were into fashion. What was your first, being an entrepreneur and being a boss, what was your first move into fashion and your first business move? So you have fashion where, you know, you kind of, and then going into business.
So my first taste of being in the fashion world was actually by way of church. My mentor, she has since passed during the COVID time. And she would have these fashion shows at church. And because of the way that I would dress and put my clothes together, she was like, I want you to be in my fashion show. So that's how it started. And then I would participate in the shows. And then once I got a little older to actually want to get my own pieces made, I would take the designs to her to make them. And so she was just like, well, where did these designs come from? And I'm like, oh, I make these designs up myself. And she was just like, you should let me teach you how to sew. And I was like, well, no, I don't want to know how to sew. I just, you know, would rather just pay you to make my clothes. That's your world. And she was like, no, you're really talented and you really have a gift from these designs. I'm saying you should allow me to teach you how to sew. And that's how I got into the fashion world. So once I started sewing, I just never stopped, literally.
So let's talk about that. How does sewing lend to someone that wants to get into fashion? Because, you know, when I'm watching these shows, or, you know, anything reality, I was just on a binge of Atlanta Housewives, and they were talking about how, you know, some people just draw, but they don't sew. So is it a benefit? Do you recommend it? We have some students that want to be fashion designers. How critical is that critical to that journey?
The fashion world is so broad. It's so many different communities, I would say, within the fashion world that you can be a part of. Whether you want to sew, whether you want to be a illustrator or a designer where you know, design the pieces, or if you want to work with fabrications where you mainly just work with understanding and on fabrics, whether you want to be a tailor, like a tailor is different from a seamstress or whatever, or a designer. So it's so many different communities within the sewing world that you can be a part of. It's just finding what your niche is. For me, like I said, I started off with designing because I would just have these visions of pieces I would want to wear. And learning to sew was just a bonus for me. It pays off in a way because now that I'm growing within my brand and that I'm moving more into manufacturing my designs, I'm able to communicate with my manufacturers what I want, what type of fabrications I want, what type of detail I want. I'm able to be detailed with them without having someone kind of just tell me what it is. I can tell when they make something, I can say, I don't like that. It looks cheap. You know, I'm used to this, you know, so they're like, she's tough, but it gets me the respect because I know what I'm talking about. And so that's why it was a plus for me learning how to sew as well as being the designer.
No, that's really powerful. And I wonder if that's giving you also an edge. You get what I'm saying? Because you're able to come to them with so much knowledge, you know, when it comes to your designs. Okay. So tell us how Denton Collection started. So I know that you were bringing your designs to the lady and so forth. How did you go into business? How did you start? And then, you know, what would be some tips for anyone that's looking to get into business as a fashion designer?
So that was pretty much my start, my introduction when I was working with my mentor. And then, she kind of just put in my head, because she was like a world-renowned designer all over Charlotte and Raleigh and New Jersey. So she, again, that was another taste for entrepreneurship that I saw. And so as she was teaching me, she put in the idea, like, why don't you start your own line? And I was like, oh, I never thought about that. I'll be honest, like I doubted myself and was like, it would never go anywhere. Like, who's going to want to wear my stuff? And I just was creating things. And I did a fashion show in New Jersey, and it got so much great review from it that I was like, okay, maybe I can do this. So from there, I moved to Atlanta. I moved here because just like you, watching Housewives of Atlanta and all of those shows, I was like, I need to get my stuff on these women, and Atlanta seems like the place to be. So that's why I came here, and I just took my design business like full-fledged. I was working a 9 to 5 and it just didn't work for me. It was just so many problems, and I just used it as a sign that I'm not supposed to be here. And so in 2017 is when I changed over from my first brand of Diamond Cut Couture to Denton Collection, which is pretty much my first initial and my last name. And I just wanted to always carry that legacy within my maiden name. So full-fledged 2017. And then I just never looked back. As far as what advice I would give, starting a business is never easy, but I do say you will never know the outcome of something until you try. And I always try to think back of situations or places or even dark moments I've been in and been like, okay, now I'm here at 33. So I've made it out of all of those situations. So I can make it out whatever obstacles, because that's all it is. It's not a problem. It's an obstacle because you can find a solution to it. And so that's the advice I would give. It sounds cliche to say just keep going, but that is truly the motto. Like, you have to keep going. Even when it gets really, really hard, just keep going.
You all, we are tuned in with the amazing Shanita Denton Walker of Denton Collection. I am just going to show you all a couple of photos. Hopefully my screen shares properly, because this is not only a designer, but she's a model as well, right? She is the poster child.
Listen, I play whatever role I need to play. I play whatever role, whatever position I need to play within this business until we can get to the point to have people do it for us.
Amen to that. And that speaks to being an entrepreneur and all of the other things that Shanita mentioned. She started out with a fashion show, got great feedback, but you're wearing a lot of hats as a designer. And if you could, pull it off, Shanita's doing it. Okay. So you all, this is the Vote in Style event.
Look at it.
And I must say, I don't know if you remember, Shanita, but I remember on the phone, I was like, Shanita, da-da-da-da-da. And you was like, all right, I'll be there. And that's when I was like, this girl got work ethic. Like, I mess with her. So you all, Vote in Style was a event that we did to promote voter awareness. Shanita Denton was featured, as well as Tracy Nicole. And we're so thankful for them to support such an amazing event. So Sequence, Shine, tell us about your choices when it comes to being a designer, and then and this particular choice.
I think my aesthetic is pretty much classic cut garments, but with flair and fun to them. Like, I love to just go out. Like, I believe every woman should have it in them to want to go out and stand out and never dim their light and never feel like they have to belittle themselves or shrink themselves to be around people, or if people don't accept how they come as themselves. So for me, that's what Sequin was for me. It was a way to show up, to show out, to be authentic, and to, leave a little glitter trail wherever I go. Like, you're going to remember the girl that had the sequin outfit on, or the sequin suit, or the sequin, whatever she had on. We need to know who that is. And that's the mark that I want to leave, not to just know who I am, but to also feel what I'm putting out. Like, I want women to, that's my total message in the package I'm giving, is to just allow women to feel beautiful from the inside out, because I know what it was like to be in a very dark place, to deal with traumas, and to feel like I would never see light. So when you think of Sequence, it shines bright. It's the light. So that's my aesthetic and how I want to, my brand to be remembered.
I love that, Shanita. And thank you for articulating that so well. Sometimes I meet designers and I'm like, okay, why are you doing this? Why are you doing that? And for you to say, because when you had said dimming our lights, like, I was never one to dim my light, but we have seasons and it feels very uncomfortable to not be yourself. You know what I'm saying? We are meant to live, be bold. And sometimes as women, the world we live in, not to put that label, but there are some things that we have to go through. So I love that. Okay. So you have your new collection out.
Yes,
So
wearing it now.
Yes, you are. So tell us about this look and this movement. And congratulations to Fashion Bomb Daily.
Yes,
The CEO. Yeah, shout out to her wearing. Yeah, to Claire. First of all, yes, Claire, shout out to you, but also shout out to Denton Collection for getting the attention of Fashion Bomb Daily that sees fashion every day on a regular, but still you caught her eye and she is rocking your clothing.
And she looks amazing, her and Angela. Like every woman that I feel that, like when women send me pictures, like I am one of those people that get full. I'm like, oh my gosh, like it's the motivation for me to allow me to keep going, because I literally said that today to my assistant. Started off with my jeans, and I was like, to see my jeans evolve, I was like, we had 100 pair of jeans, and I said we're down to our last 7 pair, and I was like, that means so much to me, because I was like, what, we have 7 pair out of 100 pair of jeans.
Yes. Oh, here are the jeans. Oh no, wait.
Yes, I was like, what that means to me is what? That's what like 80 something women walking around with Denton Collection on their bodies or on their bottoms, and that means so much. So when women send me pictures, not just celebrities, like all my women are celebrities. You're supposed to show up and show out. So when you guys send me pictures, it's just like, so I can't even like put it in words. It's so overwhelming, because it just means like, wow, a woman spent her hard-earned money with me to want to wear my brand. She sees my vision. She understands my dream. And that's what you're pretty much supporting, is my dream. So
you all, as Shanita is talking and, making me all teary-eyed and whatnot, like if I wasn't trying to get these jean pictures right now, you all, I would like, blah, because I understand what she's saying. It's like the fact, you all, when you're going out independently and you're an entrepreneur, the fact that someone will spend their money on what comes out of you uniquely and be proud of it, you know how that makes someone feel. You get what I'm saying? So I understand what you're saying, but like these women are wearing your signature. You get what I'm saying? I get it. Yes, and then imagine,
like my husband took me to a Mary J. Blige concert, and like to see, I saw when she had my jeans on. So to see, it was like, wait, I'm in a concert.
Wait, I missed this. Wait a minute. Mary J. Blige wore your jeans?
No, not Mary J. We didn't get to Mary yet. I'm saying like another woman had the jeans on at the concert. Gotcha. So it's like, it was super dope to be like, I'm in a place and somebody's wearing my brand and my clothes. Like,
I know. I feel you. Okay, let me not take your glory and your shine and how you feeling. Because I know. That's why I'm like, I see you. Okay, you all, let me share these jeans. So these are the jeans that Shanita is talking about. Oh, wait a minute. For some reason, I thought I put them in this file. I'm still messing up. Oh, okay. This is what it is. I had screenshotted on Instagram. That's what it is. And I didn't get a chance to cut it. Yes. So you all, these are the unique custom jeans that Shanita is talking about that's almost sold out. So tell us about that, because I'm seeing like your designs are like in, I don't know if you would call them, I don't know, but this one is one of your earlier ones. So since you're almost selling out, what do you do next? What do you do? Do you make more? Do you move on to something else that's a derivative of it? Or?
So I always want to evolve. And before, like when I first started the jeans, I literally, you might hear my little baby, but when I first started the jeans, I literally was hand sewing jeans, like literally putting sequins on jeans and hand sewing it. And, as you evolve, I wanted to be able to create my own line of jeans. Like I want these jeans to be in Neiman's and Nordstrom, Bloomingdale's. Like I have big hopes and dreams for these jeans. And I feel like they'll always be a signature part of my collection. So I believe that they are something that are going to come back around, but I do want to do them in different colors. Like, so I am working on like a black pair, all black pair. And yeah, because they are my signature, there's something that's going to always stick with me. As far as like the new collection, things like that, I try to encourage women when I put it out there, you want to get it while it's hot, because I'm not coming back out. But things like this, because I want the brand to remain exclusive, I don't want 100,000 walking around with the same thing. So I will only create a certain amount of pieces, and once those sell out, we may do a different color, but once it's done, we move on to the next phase of what else I want to do, because I have so many designs and I don't want to bore you guys with the same designs, but I do want to keep my classic pieces like the jeans a part of the collection, my sequin skirts. I'm actually working on those to be a little bit more different. So pieces like that will always, come back and forth.
The sequin skirt. So I want to talk about these celebs. So, okay, we don't got Mary J yet. That's all, but we got Carrie Hilson rocking a sequin skirt that you just mentioned. We have Candy, and you mentioned Atlanta Housewives when you were in Jersey and saying that you needed to come to Atlanta. So how was that moment for you? Having Candy wearing your clothes, you taking that leap of faith, and how do you speak to that leap of faith? You get what I'm saying? I saw Candy in one of your jumpsuits. But okay, yeah.
I'm always just blown away, like, by anybody. Like, whenever I get a stylist or a celebrity that reaches out to me, and I'm like, they wear my stuff. Like, oh wow, like it's still surreal to me. But I think it's also like very humbling. It's very I try to give myself as much grace as possible to just say, like, girl, like, did you see your stuff on TV? Because people will text me or send me DMs and things, and like, I seen your garment on this person or that person on TV. And like I said, for me, it's just taking it all in to just be like, wow, like you said, I was that girl from New Jersey that did not have it figured out, that did not know what I wanted to do with my life, that did not finish school, that did not live up to the norms of what my mom expected of me. And so I had to kind of figure that out. So every day, like I said, I think it's surreal for me because I didn't see myself in this position of being this boss. Like, as a little kid, you have those dreams and then things happen and dreams get deferred. And so for me, it was a little discouraging along the way, but to be here now and to be, I won't fully call myself like this boss, but to be this entrepreneur, living out everything that I said that I was going to do is an amazing feeling. So like I said, we didn't get married yet. We didn't get Beyonce yet, but it's coming. Okay. We didn't get Monica yet. I'm just putting it out in the atmosphere.
Yes, but, Monica. Yes. Okay. I gotta get that. Oh, okay. If I see her, if I run across her, I promise you, Shanita, I am going to get, if I am in the same vicinity with her. Yes, that's on your wish list. Yes,
that she's like, to be honest, she's on the top of my list more than Beyonce.
Mm-hmm.
If you know, I love if anybody who knows me and been following my journey, you know that I love Monica. I'm a diehard Monica fan. Mary J. Blige, like I love those women, Taraji, Beyonce, all women of empowerment, all women doing their thing that I'm inspired by. So to see my clothes on them one day I can't wait. So.
No, absolutely. And then I definitely know you love Beyonce, because as I was researching for this interview, I was like, my goodness, real Beyonce. Like, her album that she just came out with was awesome, Shanita, but I mean, you used almost every, like, I was like,
yes, I was actually playing it before while I was getting dressed. I'm like, it's one of them albums it's like make you feel good. Like, you just keep on repeat. And I said, I need to get the vinyl because I got a little vinyl place. I said, I got to get the vinyl from Target so that I could, listen to it on the vinyl. But yeah, B is, she is queen. So
B is king. Let me tell you, when I listened to the album, I said, she made her classic. You get what I'm saying? Like,
classic album.
Unapologetically. And it's inspiring. Okay. So talking about queens, right? Talking about queens. New role as a fashion. Tell us about your role in Queens and how you got the role. And you all, I'm referring to NBC Queens. But Shanita, you speak more on it. I'm just kind of on the outside looking in. Tell us about this experience.
Queens was a great experience, especially because like I had done television and film before, but not more so like how I was in it on Queens. I more so was just a contractor, which means that they just basically contact me to make a garment. Like they purchase it from me basically. Oh, look at the picture. But on Queens, I came in through my friend Nadia as a tailor, a seamstress tailor. So I was not the costume designer, but I was the tailor and, you know, the seamstress. So, you know, at certain times when they just needed things fixed, nipped or tucked, I did that, as well as when garments needed to be made or whatever, then I was responsible, me and another tailor on the show. And it was truly an awesome, it was an experience. It was definitely an awesome experience, I would say. I don't want to foreshadow it because, like I said, it was something that I wanted for a long time, was to work in television and film. And my friend Nadia, she was the assistant costume designer on the show. She's who got me on the show. And, you know, to work with legends such as Brandy and, you know, Remy Ma and Eve and Nadine Velasquez and, you know, Peppy. It was just super amazing to be around the energy and, just to be sitting here and just be like, I remember I used to sitting up in my room at my grandmother's lounge, even though I wasn't supposed to be there, but sitting up in my room and songs like, you know, The Boy Is Mine and things of that nature to standing next to Brandy and Brandy saying to me, like, you are this queen and you are so dope. And it was just like, I swear to God, at times I was like, literally like, is Brandy talking to me? Like, it's weird. And I try not to be like, hey, celebrities, because I feel like in Atlanta you see it a lot. Like you can literally be at the gas station and the celebrity can be right next to you pumping their gas, and it's like, okay, cool, that's the normal. But like I said, to work with somebody like a Eve or a Brandy or a Remy, it was just like, it was very overwhelming, I would say that.
Yes, you all, we have 3 minutes left on this platform. Hey, Gail. Hey, Yvonne. Feel free to ask any questions. I don't want to keep Shanita. Look, she is a family woman, and I want to talk about that too before we close out. So if you all have any questions, feel free. And Shanita, I'm sure, hey, look, I know Shanita, she is cool. I'm sure she wouldn't have no problem, right? With you all, with her, you all DMing her with any questions.
I am an open book.
Okay. And I wanted to mention, when you were saying that Brandy was talking to you, as I was looking at the video, I was like, OMG.
Like, look at my head. First of all, I had a fractured wrist, so that's why I got the little cast on.
Yes.
And literally, like my friend, I was for the jeans. That was the last day of rap. So we were really done with the show. And I was standing in the hallway asking my friend, can she take a picture of the jeans so that I could use it for content? And Brandy came around the corner and was like, can we talk about these jeans and how dope you are? And I was like, wait, what? And she was like, so what's up with the video? And she got in the video and she said some amazing things. And that's something that I'll always have for life in that moment with Brandy. So it was, like I said, she's super sweet, was super dope. And it was a great
experience. She wanted to honor you. I hope you see that. She wanted
I thought,
to
like, when I
honor
look at the video, I'm like, this is freaking crazy. Like, you know, I still don't know what to say about it, Pearl. I'll be honest. I'm like, this is just crazy. This is Brandy.
She wanted to honor you. It's almost that feeling like, I appreciate this person so much. Here's a moment, and I'm going to take it so that she knows, you know?
And how authentic, like it happened so authentically. It wasn't like, hey, let me pay you for this post. Let me pay you for this video. Like she literally came right around the corner. It was like divine timing. And she saw me doing the video and was like, what's up? Like, let me get in that video. And she was just like, said what she said in the video. And it was just like a really true, authentic moment. So.
Okay. And talking about authenticity, what I want to close with, because I see your fashion, but one of the other things that I know, okay, here go the boss photo. We got to, there go the boss photo that I love, that we have to talk about, that I know was very dear to you, is family. And that I know is very dear to you. So just for any of the moms that are out there, how do you balance it all? Any tips? And we'll close out on that. Any tips on balance?
Oh, child, I wish I had a true answer to that. I'm still trying to figure it out. I have my days where I'm like, I need to pack my bag and go on a mommy vacation. But I think that my family is my driving force. Because like going back to, like I said, of just being that child, of not understanding where her purpose was or where she belonged in the world, and then meeting my husband and then having these 2 amazing kids. they give me that purpose. They give me that drive. I have a kids clothing line for my boys that I'm relaunching. That'll be coming out for next year. So they give me the, that creative force to just be like, I want to see them in this. I want to do this. And I have so many things I want to do. And my husband encourages me so much and pushes me. We've been together for 11 years now. And from every step of the way since I started, he was like my big investor. He was my big supporter. He was my biggest, like, everything. And so family is very near and dear for me. Like, I love family. I'm the girl that loves to have family gatherings at her house and loves to always bring people together, because I feel like you need that, especially in a time in the world where everything is so divided. If we don't have family, what do we have? So yes, my kids, as you probably hear my son in the background, but my kids.
Mommy is time. Okay, son, look, I'm letting mommy go. We love mommy. We're so thankful mommy gave us these pearls of wisdom. I'm showing your picture right now. So you all, thank you so much for tuning in. Students, you will have a paper on this due. I'll share them with Shanita. If you want to reach you all, Denton Collection. Shanita, could you just drop some gems on how we can reach you and anything you want to close that with?
Oh, it's getting dark. Yeah, if you want to reach me, you can reach me on my page at s.denton collection, DENTON. That's my Instagram. For Facebook, shoot me a DM. My website is www.sdentoncollection.com, and email is just sdentoncollection@gmail.com. And do what you do, be great at what you do, never let nobody tell you what you're not, what you can't do, and you just never know until you try. So
love it. And I'm gonna leave you with this, Shanita, since it's it's just New York Fashion Week. That's all I'm gonna leave you with. Okay.
Yes, next year.
Let's thank the amazing Shanita of Denton Collection. All right. Have a wonderful evening.